Hello listeners, I am Dr. Anuj Sharma, presently working in Center for Advanced Studies, which is in campus Postgraduate Institute of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Technical University located in Lucknow. I am in mechatronics program there. So, we are discussing the strength of material subjects third unit, in which today we are going to discuss the Euler's theorem for the columns. If we will see the outlines of the lecture, मैं एक एक करके अगर हम देखते हैं तो फर्स्ट वी विल डिस्कस द इंट्रोडक्शन, व्हाट आर द कॉलम्स, डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ कॉलम्स, वो हम लोग थोड़ा सा ब्रीफ में डिस्कस करेंगे बिकॉज ऑलरेडी वी हैव डिस्कस्ड इन द प्रीवियस लेक्चर, सो यू कैन रिफर दैट लेक्चर एंड thereafter we will discuss the columns with different end conditions. ये यहाँ पे इसलिए समझना ज़रूरी है क्योंकि हम लोग चार कंडीशंस होती हैं, तो चार में से दो कंडीशंस हम आज लेंगे और दो कंडीशंस हम नेक्स्ट लेक्चर में लेंगे. सो उसके बाद वी विल डिस्कस द यूलर्स फार्मूला फॉर डिफरेंट एंड कंडीशंस. तो यहीं पे मैं बात कर रहा हूँ. सो इफ़ देर आर फोर कंडीशंस, सो आउट ऑफ दिस फोर कंडीशंस in this lecture we will discuss two, and in next lecture we will discuss two conditions. So, the derivations are little bit lengthy. So, two conditions we will discuss in this particular lecture, and then we will take one small numerical problem just to understand the basics or fundamentals of this particular Euler's formula. So, we can understand by looking at this figure the column versus strut. तो जो भी हमारा स्ट्रक्चरल मेंबर होगा सब्जेक्टेड टू एक्सियल कंप्रेसिव फोर्स दैट इज़ नोन एज द स्ट्रट, वी नो दिस. तो यहाँ पे अगर हम देखें तो इसको भी कंप्रेसिव लोडिंग लगेगी. सो इट इज़ ऑल्सो सब्जेक्टेड टू द कंप्रेसिव लोडिंग, बट इट इज़ नॉट इन वर्टिकल डायरेक्शन. It is in vertical direction, it is also subjected to the compressive loading. So, both are subjected to the compressive loading, लेकिन दोनों का काम अलग है. यहाँ पे ये भी ये सपोर्ट कर रहा है इस पूरे स्ट्रक्चर को, लेकिन दिस इज नोन एज द स्ट्रट, बट इट इज़ नॉट स्ट्रट, इट इज़ कॉलम. सो कॉलम्स आर ऑलवेज स्ट्रट, क्योंकि स्ट्रट क्या होते हैं कि वो एक पर्टिकुलर ओरिएंटेशन में अगर हम रहते हैं तब हम उनको बोलते हैं कि वो कॉलम्स हैं. अदरवाइज every member which is subjected to the compressive loading or subjected to the compressive stresses irrespective of their position orientation, they are known as the strut. But if that strut is in vertical position subjected to the compressive loading, then it is known as the column. So, generally we use the columns. तो अगर हम यहाँ पे देखें, strut may be vertical, horizontal or inclined. The cross sectional dimensions of the strut are small. Normally struts carry smaller compressive loads. We will see struts are used in roof truss and bridge trusses. अगर हम columns की बात करते हैं तो अगर strut vertical है then it is known as the column. The cross sectional dimensions of columns are relatively larger as compared to the struts. Normally columns carry heavy compressive loads compared to struts. एंड कॉलम्स आर यूज्ड इन कॉन्क्रीट एंड स्टील बिल्डिंग्स. तो जितनी भी हमारी बिल्डिंग्स होती हैं वहाँ पे जनरली हम लोग यूज़ करते हैं कॉलम्स को. तो अब कॉलम्स क्या हैं, चार डिफरेंट कंडीशंस होती हैं, वो हम लोग यहाँ पे डिस्कस करते हैं. उन चार में से इस लेक्चर में हम दो डिस्कस करेंगे और दो हम नेक्स्ट लेक्चर में डिस्कस करेंगे. तो पहली कंडीशन है बोथ एंड्स हिंज्ड. सो सबसे ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट यही वाली कंडीशन होती है. तो इसमें क्योंकि ये हमारी बेसिक कंडीशन है और इसी के बाद हम लोग जो बाकी भी ड्राइव करते हैं वो हम इसी के बेसिस पे करते हैं. तो ये जो हमारा कॉलम हुआ वो कॉलम एक सब्जेक्टेड लोडिंग पे लग रहा है, बट इट इज़ हिंज्ड एट बोथ द एंड्स. सो दिस इज़ द फर्स्ट कंडीशन, इसको हम आज लेंगे. सेकेंड कंडीशन है बोथ एंड्स फिक्स्ड. सो बोथ एंड फिक्स्ड मीन्स कि ये कॉलम है, जनरली ये रिजिड कॉलम होता है और यहाँ पे क्या है, दोनों के दोनों इसके जो सिरे हैं, जो एंड्स हैं, दे आर फिक्स्ड. सो इस कंडीशन को भी हम लेंगे. इसके बाद थर्ड कंडीशन है वन एंड फिक्स्ड एंड द अदर इज हिंज्ड. तो ये इस तरह का कॉलम होगा कि ये एक कॉलम है, वन एंड फिक्स्ड, वन इज ये फिक्स हो गया एंड ये हिंज हो गया. चौथी कंडीशन होगी कि एक फिक्स होगा और दूसरा जो सिरा है दैट अनदर एंड वुड बी फ्री. सो लाइक दिस. So, this is fixed and another one is free. तो ये चार कंडीशंस हैं. तो 2 कंडीशंस इस लेक्चर में, 2 कंडीशंस नेक्स्ट लेक्चर में। तो अभी हम लोग यूलर्स फार्मूले के बारे में पहले बात करते हैं, बिकॉज वी हैव टू डिराइव दैट फार्मूला। यूलर ने ये फार्मूला दिया था और अगर हम इसको देखें यही फार्मूला एप्लीकेबल है, इसी को बेसिक मानते हुए और इसमें डिफरेंट बाउंड्री कंडीशंस और एंड कंडीशंस लगा के हम फार्मूला, स्टैंडर्ड फार्मूला डिराइव करेंगे एंड यूजिंग दैट फार्मूला वी कैन डायरेक्टली कैलकुलेट दी crippling load, buckling load, all these things which we have discussed in the previous lecture. So, that we can refer here. So, in 1757 Swiss mathematician Leonhard Euler analyzed the longs column. Short columns होते हैं, long columns होते हैं, but we are discussing here the long columns. So, he analyzed the long columns mathematically, ignoring the effect of direct stress and determined the critical load, or we can say the crippling load, which is responsible for failure due to the buckling only. क्योंकि जो long columns होते हैं generally those columns fail due to the buckling load. Short columns direct stress की वजह से fail होते हैं and long columns are generally or primarily fails due to the buckling. Buckling means कि अगर कोई long column है, long column means कि जिसका स्लेंडरनेस रेशियो इज मोर देन 30, अगर उसका ज़्यादा है, ये डायमेंशन स्मॉल है और ये डायमेंशन बहुत ज़्यादा है. सो अपॉन द एप्लीकेशन ऑफ लोड व्हाट मे हैपन टू दिस कॉलम, इट मे बकल लाइक दिस. सो ये डिस्प्लेसमेंट्स हो गए. तो इसके अंदर तो इसका जो फेलियर है दैट फेलियर इज प्राइमरली ड्यू टू द बकलिंग. तो इसमें जो हम फार्मूला ड्राइव करेंगे तो वी हैव टू टेक सम अजम्पशंस, और वो अजम्पशंस हमको लेने होते हैं आइडियल कंडीशंस के लिए. तो जनरली द कॉलम इज़ इनिशियली स्ट्रेट, तो कॉलम शुड बी इनिशियली स्ट्रेट, ये हम एज्यूम करते हैं, देन वी कैन ड्राइव. नेक्स्ट इज इट इज़ मेड अप ऑफ होमोजीनियस मटेरियल. सो मटेरियल शुड बी होमोजीनियस, एक तरह का उसमें होमोजेनिटी होनी चाहिए. लोड जो हम अप्लाई कर रहे हैं दैट शुड बी ट्रूली एक्सियल. ऐसा ना हो कि हम लोड जो है वो लेट्स से दिस इज़ द कॉलम और हम लोड ऐसे अप्लाई कर रहे हैं. सो इट शुड बी परफेक्टली इन द डायरेक्शन और द एक्सियल डायरेक्शन ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर कॉलम. Self weight of the column is neglected. Generally we don't consider the weight, but it is not practically possible to make the column with zero weight. So it means there must be some error, but we assume that self weight of the column is neglected. The stress do not exceed the limit of proportionality. We know the limit of proportionality, stress strain diagram, Hooke's law. So under any condition the stress should not exceed the limit of proportionality, otherwise it will affect the result. And the flexural rigidity is uniform. The G जिसको हम बोलते हैं ना, the flexural rigidity should be uniform. So these are some assumptions. The column fails only due to buckling. हम ये मान के चलते हैं कि जो columns है वो दो तरीके से fail होता है generally, एक direct stress की वजह से fail होता है और buckling की वजह से, but in this case we have neglected the effect of direct stress. तो डायरेक्ट स्ट्रेस में नहीं, तो यूलर ने यही सजेस्ट किया था कि वी हैव टू एनालाइज दी लॉन्ग कॉलम्स एज्यूमिंग द इफेक्ट ऑफ डायरेक्ट स्ट्रेस टू बी नेग्लेक्टेड. एंड द शॉर्टनिंग ऑफ द कॉलम्स ड्यू टू एक्सियल कंप्रेशन इज नेग्लिजिबल, क्योंकि समटाइम्स इट मे हैपन दैट इफ वी आर अप्लाइंग सम लोड टू द कॉलम, तो कॉलम की हाइट थोड़ा सा कम हो सकती है, सो वी हैव टू नेग्लेक्ट दैट हाइट. ओके, so let's take first condition where the situation is like this and the both ends are hinged. So if we'll consider this situation, let us consider a column of this. Initially it was straight, initially it was like this, but after the application of this load, let us consider, let us observe some buckling. तो कुछ buckle इसके अंदर आया. So it has some displacement. So what we have done, we have considered this point at a distance of x from this particular end. So both the ends are hinged. So this A and B ends are hinged, and we have considered at a distance of x from this particular point. Let us assume or we have observed a displacement of y. So y is the deflection. The column's length or we can say the height is L. So this is all about the diagram of this column. So if we calculate the bending moment at a distance x, अगर हम x पे एक bending moment calculate करना चाहें, so what would be the bending moment at this particular position? So that would be equal to minus p into y. So at this position, so if we see, so this load multiplied by this distance y, so that would be equal to the moment at this particular point, which is located at a distance of x from the one end. So we know this is the Euler equation for the columns. So E I d स्लोप एंड डिफ्लेक्शन में हम लोगों ने ये जो इक्वेशन है हम लोगों ने पढ़ी है, E I d स्क्वायर y अपॉन डी एक्स स्क्वायर इज इक्वल टू माइनस एम एक्स. सो दिस इज द यूलर इक्वेशन फॉर स्लोप एंड डिफ्लेक्शन. तो यहाँ से जब हम इसको एक बार इंटीग्रेट करते हैं देन वी गेट द स्लोप, फिर डबल इंटीग्रेट करते हैं वी गेट द डिफ्लेक्शन. तो वही इक्वेशन है. नाउ वी कैन पुट द वैल्यू ऑफ एम एक्स as minus py here, then this equation will become minus py if we put here. So it is ei d square y upon dx square plus py equals to 0. So इसको हम यहाँ पे जो इधर की तरफ लेके आए हैं, so it has become py. Now we can simplify it. We have taken the ei to the another side. So it has become d square y upon dx square plus p upon ei multiplied by y equals to 0. तो यहाँ पे अब क्या करते हैं कि थोड़ा सा कॉम्प्लिकेटेड हो रहा है, तो वी कैन कंसीडर दैट लेट p अपॉन ei इज इक्वल टू समथिंग square. So let's say we can put it as p upon ei is equal to m square. So later on we can replace the m with the useful term. Then this equation will become d square y upon dx square plus m square y equals to 0. So this is the second order differential equation. Now we can find out the solution of this equation. So the general solution of the equation is, क्या solution बनेगा इसका, y is equal to c1 cos mx plus c2 sin mx. So this is the general solution of this equation. Now another requirement is to determine the constant of integration. तो इस वाली इक्वेशन में c1 और c2, ये जो c1 c2 हैं, these are the constants of integration or generally the constants. So if we want to calculate the c1 and c2, so what we have to do, we have to consider the boundary conditions. So boundary condition is what, at x is equal to 0, y is equal to 0. So where we can see at this position, so if x was 0, deflection was 0, and if we will put this condition in this equation, what we will get, y is equal to 0, c1 cos mx, cos 0 is 1, so c1 plus sin mx, that is 0, so whole term 0. So it means c1 is equals to 0. So from this we have got the value of one constant, that is equal to 0. Now for the second constant, this is the boundary condition. At x is equal to L, what is y? Y is equal to 0. So obviously when we will go to this particular point, again the y is equals to 0 here. So if we will put this boundary condition in this expression, what we will get, y is equal to 0, and this c1 we have calculated, it is 0 plus c2 sin ml. So this term is, so it means c2 sin ml should be equals to 0. तो यहाँ से हमको ये इक्वेशन मिली. Now it means the product of these two would be 0. Let us say if we think that c2 is equal to 0, तो अगर c2 बराबर 0 हो गया, so there is no any significance of this equation. अगर c1 c2 दोनों ही 0 हो गए, it means y is equal to 0, and practically it is not feasible. Now if it means c2 cannot be 0, because अगर c2 0 हो जाएगा तो y 0 होगा and the column will remain straight. इसका मतलब जब y 0 है, डिफ्लेक्शन है ही नहीं वहाँ पे या बकलिंग नहीं है, it means this is the situation which we are not talking about. So it means it is not true. So under any condition c2 cannot be 0. So what is the next situation? It means sin ml can be 0. तो either C2 can be 0 or sin ml 0, but C2 practically is not possible to be 0, then we can have only one option, that is what is that option? Sin ml is equal to 0. So, this is the only condition which we can have. So, if sin ml equals to 0, so we can have the number of solutions for this. So, ml can be n pi, where n is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3 up to infinity. So, it means the solution is ml is equal to n pi, and if we take the smallest value other than 0, we cannot take it as 0. So, it means we have to go for the another value, that is the solution of the equation. So, it means we can take the smallest one. So, smallest means n equals to 1. So, if n equals to 1, so ml is equal to pi. So, from here we can calculate the higher value is corresponding to higher harmonics of the deflected column. तो इसलिए हम लोग ले सकते हैं क्योंकि वो फिर हार्मोनिक इक्वेशंस जो आएगी तो दैट इज नॉट ऑफ आवर यूज. सो इट मीन्स वी कैन टेक ml is equal to pi. So, if we will see m square is equal to p upon ei, that was there, but here we can calculate the we have ml is equal to pi, ml is equal to pi. So, if we square this equation, what we will get? M square L square is equal to pi square. So, from there we can get m square is equal to pi square upon L square, or we can say it is equal to m square is equal to, that we have already assumed in the previous slide, that was m square was equal to p upon I. So, from here we can have this relation, pi square upon L square is equal to p upon EI. If we rearrange this, we can get this, the least buckling load, that P is equal to pi square EI upon L square. So, this is the standard relation. और अगर हम इसको देखें यहाँ पे, तो if we consider that L to be the equivalent length, so we can write this formula like this also. So, if L is the least equivalent length, because equivalent length में जब हम लोगों ने definition पढ़ी है वो यही है कि जब बी कॉलम जो है वो दोनों एंड उसके हिंज्ड हैं, तो जो भी उसकी जो लेंथ होगी दैट वुड बी ट्रीटेड एज इक्विवेलेंट लेंथ. सो दैट्स व्हाई वी हैव रिप्लेस्ड दिस एल बाय एल ई. सो स्टैंडर्डाइज्ड वे में जो इक्वेशन है दैट विल बिकम पी इज इक्वल टू पाई स्क्वायर ई इंटू आई अपॉन एल ई स्क्वायर, वेयर एल ई इज द इक्विवेलेंट लेंथ, एंड इन दिस पर्टिकुलर केस इट इज इक्वल टू द लेंथ ऑफ द कॉलम. So, EI is the flexural rigidity that already we have here. So, it means we have to remember this formula for this particular situation. So, this was the situation for the beam when both of its ends were hinged. So, this is the second condition when both the ends are fixed. This is the second condition. If we will see here, this is the column. You can find one end is fixed here, another end is fixed here, and we consider the beam the column whose length is L. अब ये fixed है तो fixed पे we know there are three reactions generally act on that particular column if it is fixed and support. Fixed support में एक horizontal and vertical reactions होती हैं, and third is the movement also act there. So, that is why we noticed a movement here m at this particular end. So, it will try to create the movement, bending movement there. So, we consider at a distance of x from this particular end, we noticed a displacement of y. So, this displacement we have noticed. So, it means if we want to calculate the bending moment at a distance x. Now, at this point let us say if we want to calculate the bending moment, it would be equal to p into y. P into y is the clockwise direction and m is in the anti-clockwise direction. So, if we will see this, so mx is equal to py minus m. अब अगर हम ईलर इक्वेशन देखते हैं, so that is equal to this. This is the standard equation. EI is equal to EI d square y upon dx square is equal to minus mx. तो अगर हम ये कंडीशन देखते हैं, इसमें mx की वैल्यू अगर हम यहाँ पे पुट करते हैं, इट विल बिकम माइनस पी वाई प्लस m. और अगर हम यहाँ पे इसको रीअरेंज करते हैं, सो वी move this expression to this side. So, it will become d square y upon dx square plus p upon E I into y is equal to m upon E I. So, this is the equation. Then let us simplify this equation by assuming p upon E I is equal to m square, well m is the constant. So, if you will put this in this expression, you will get d square y upon dx square plus m square y is equal to m upon E I. So, that m upon E I might be constant. So, this is the equation. We have to solve this equation to find out the general solution for this equation. So, this is the equation, and the general solution of this equation may be y is equal to C1 cos mx plus C2 sin mx plus m by p. So, this is the general solution where we have two constants, one constant is C1, another constant is C2, and that is the other values are known to us. So, we have to calculate C1 and C2. So, for this we need the boundary conditions. So, for this if we need boundary conditions, so it may be, so if we will see at point A, x is equal to 0, y equals to 0. So, if we see at this particular point, so x is equal to 0 and y equals to 0. If we put these values here, so we can get 0 is equal to C1 plus sin mx, that is at x sin 0 is 0. So, 0 plus m by p. So, it means we can get C1 is equal to minus m by p. So, this is the first constant, and if we calculate the dy by dx. So, if we differentiate this expression, so what we will get? So, if we will differentiate this expression, it would be equal to minus C1 m sin mx plus C2 m cos mx, and the differentiation of m by p will become 0. So, this is the expression which we have got after differentiating this particular equation just to calculate the second constant of integration. So, the boundary condition is at x is equal to 0, dy by dx is also 0. So, at this particular position the slope is also 0. You can see, you can put this expression. So, this is 0, C1 we have already calculated, you can put the value of C1 here, and C2 we need to calculate. So, put this boundary condition, we will get 0 is equal to 0 plus C2 into m. So, with this we can calculate that C2 is equal to 0. So, likewise we have calculated the value of these two constants, one is minus m by p, another is C2 equals to 0. So, if we put these two values in the first expression, this expression, let us say this is the equation number 1. So, if we will put here, we will get y is equal to minus m by p cos mx plus m by p. So, because C2 is equals to 0, so we have to neglect this term. So, this term is equals to 0 completely. So, we will get y is equal to m by p into 1 minus cos mx. So, if we will see this expression, and another if we will apply at x is equal to L, y is equal to 0. So, this is the third boundary condition which we can apply at x is equal to L, means we are talking about this term. अगर हम यहाँ की बात करते हैं, so इस point पे क्या है, यहाँ पे भी y is equal to 0 है. So, we can put this value here. So, we will get 0 is equal to m by p into 1 minus cos m L. So, it means either m by p can be 0 or 1 minus cos m L can be 0. So, if we see, so m by p cannot be equal to 0, it is the constant. So, how it can be 0? So, it means 1 minus cos m L should be 0. So, if we put this 1 minus cos m L as 0, so it means cos m L should be 1. So, if we find out the solution for cos m L, we see m L is equal to 0, 2 pi, 4 pi, like this. So, it means we have to select the solution from this. So, we have to take the least value, and that least value can be the 2 pi. So, it means m L is equal to 2 pi. So, if we use this, m is equal to 2 pi by L, or we can say m square is equal to 4 pi square upon L square. Why we have done this square? Because we have assumed at the starting that m square is equal to P upon E I. So, if we will put this value here, P upon E I is equal to this. So, here we can rearrange this term and we can get the final expression as 4 pi square E I upon L square. So, we have to rearrange the terms just to make it on the same line with the previous expression where we derived 4 pi square E I upon effective length square. So, अगर हम वहाँ से इसको compare करें तो हम we can take out that 4 as the denominator. So, it will become L square by 4 and अगर हम इसको total का square बनाएं, so it will become L by 2 whole square. And if we will compare this expression with this expression, so this is the standard expression, it is the standard expression for the first case where both the ends were hinged. So, here we can see that effective length is equal to L by 2. So, here we can say the effective length is equal to L by 2. So, it means here we can observe that if the column has two ends hinged, then its length is equal to the effective length, and if the column has both the ends fixed, then there must be the half of that length would be equal to the equivalent length of that particular column. So, we will take very small numerical, find Euler's crushing load for a hollow cylindrical cast iron column having 15 centimeter external diameter, 2 centimeter thickness. So, ये जो column है वो एक hollow सर्कुलर क्रॉस सेक्शन का है जिसमें आउटर डायमीटर 15 सेंटीमीटर दे रखा है और उसकी जो थिकनेस है दिस थिकनेस इज 2 सेंटीमीटर, लेंथ दी हुई है 6 मीटर, हिंज्ड एट बोथ एंड्स. तो हिंज्ड एट बोथ एंड्स इट इज इम्पॉर्टेंट और लेंथ इज गिवन. सो वी हैव टू कैलकुलेट दी Euler's crushing load. So, we can see area can be pi by 4, outer diameter square minus inner diameter square. So, we have got this area. Next we can calculate the moment of inertia for circular cross section. It is always equal to pi by 64, capital D means outer diameter 4 minus inner diameter raised to the power 4. So, it will be like this 17.66 into 10 raised to the power minus 6 meter power 4. Then we can calculate the radius of gyration k square is equal to I by A. So, you can say we have I, we have A, you can divide, you can calculate the radius of gyration is 21.6 into 10 raised to the power minus 4 under root, you can calculate the radius of gyration. Then Euler load we know pi square E I upon L square. So, L is the effective length, but here in this situation effective length is equal to the length of the column. So, if we will put all these values, we have all these values, pi square we have, E we have, I is we have calculated, length is given to us, that is 6 meter. If we will put all these values in this expression, we will get the effective crushing load is 387327.14 Newton. And if we will see here, the stress is given, that is yield stress is given to us, that is 550 megapascal here. So, if we will see 550 megapascal, that is equal to the crushing load divided by the area, so, and that is equal to pi square E I upon A L square. So, from here if we equate, we can get the value of L. So, this we wanted to calculate. So, some numerical standard formula based numerical used to come on this particular topic. So, I hope you might have enjoyed this lecture. In the next lecture we will see the remaining two conditions of the columns. So, thank you listeners for your patience. Thank you.